out where you're at, eh?
It's there's not a lot. There's desert and more
It's
desert and farmland.
gets to
Yeah.
be like 120 in the summer.
Yep, it does.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
like,
cool. So you kind of know like the area and stuff, San Diego, and that's neat.
yeah, anywhere on the West Coast is okay with me. The culture out here is just we're the best. The West is the best.
Have you ever lived over on the East Coast at all?
Yeah, I lived in Florida, Indiana, Michigan. Um,
I think I'd want to do those.
and the East is not the best. Have you been out east before?
Only two. My dad's from Pennsylvania. So, and I was born in Maine, but I was pretty young when we left, but we've gone back to visit, but never for like an extended period of time.
What's your impressions of Maine and Pennsylvania?
I don't want to be like, is anyone around here from Pennsylvania? Culturally, I feel like the West Coast just has more to offer as far as like a sense of feeling cultured. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yes.
I'm trying to say it without being offensive. So, but yeah. But the people were nice. Like I like the people, but I just don't. I couldn't see myself living there. I would think I'd be very bored, and I don't think I could relate. Like I don't think I'd really fit in.
Yeah, I couldn't relate to people out there.
Yeah. So what's it like in Washington? Do you have like lots of trees and nature and like
It
seasonal seasons and stuff?
on my side of the mountain, by the ocean, it rains like all the time.
Well,
Like
that sounds miserable. Dealing.
people in Washington don't own umbrellas because um, we're just so used to it. We just go out in the rain all the time. It's like it's always raining, so
Really?
pretty much or overcast. We get
Ooh.
like 3 months of sun out of the year.
Do you guys need those little like sun, like imitation sun lamps like they do in Alaska? Like I just need some sunlight, some vitamin D.
Yeah, we do use those in the winter. Yes,
Yeah.
the winters can get pretty bleak.
Yeah. So what took you to Washington?
What's that?
What took you to Washington?
Oh, well, I was born up here and
Oh, okay.
got lots of family here, and
Yeah.
I moved away because I was like sick of the clouds, literally. I'm never coming back.
Yeah.
But I did.
I don't know if it's anywhere. Well, yeah, I know what you're saying. I have family that lives up in like Eureka, California. I think it's kind of the same weather type deal. But I know when I go up visit, it's always raining. So,
Yeah, Northern California is pretty similar.
yeah. So what do you do?
I work as a counselor.
Oh, okay. You enjoy it?
I love it. Yes, every day is exciting and unpredictable. I get to use my NE a lot.
Yeah. So did you have to get a degree in psychology for that, or how did you get into that?
Um, well, ideally I would have, but I have a bachelor's and I have taken psychology classes, but
Mhm.
the program I'm in is I'm under supervision, so
Okay.
I'm supervised by someone with a master's degree, and I get trained through the mental health clinic where I work.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a supervised apprenticeship type track.
Huh. It's cool. I'm curious because my husband actually has his bachelor's in psychology. It's what he went to college for. And
Mm.
then when he got out of college, he was so tired of being stuck in a classroom. He's like, I don't want to do like an office thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So he got into the bees, which is like a family thing.
Okay.
And I wonder, because I've always told him, like, if you don't want to do the bees, like, don't just complain about it. Do something. Like, why don't you take night classes online and get your master's in psychology, and then you can actually like pursue something in that field. I just wonder if it wouldn't bring him more satisfaction.
If he's an INTP,
Hmm.
it would definitely bring him to. And if hello, his major is psychology,
Yeah.
he's just hasn't found a way to use it. But that's where he will be totally satisfied. Like NTPs make fantastic counselors. Just look at Susie over there. She's a natural. She's a natural.
Yeah.
Um, and it's it's really an ideal profession, and he's obviously interested in it. So there's one of my coworkers got her master's online through a California university. There's a whole bunch of programs that he could take part time. Um, it's
Yeah.
totally doable,
I think that'd be cool.
and he can even start working in the mental health field without getting his master's if he does it under supervision.
Yeah.
He'd probably have to move or be in a medium sized city, though.
Yeah, we live in such a small city that I think that's part of the issue too, is just not having the availability as far as, work opportunities and stuff like that. But
Yeah, small towns typically don't have the kind of size clinic that
mhm.
have this kind of program set up.
Yeah.
But I mean, you might want to start thinking about that as a long term
Hmm.
direction.
Yeah,
Uh,
that would be cool.
6 years of school for what?
Yeah, to actually work in the field, I have to do 6 more years of school.
In
There's
a,
only two. Yes, there's only two options. There's 1 year that's like psychology, right? But it's not really useful for anything, and you need to have passed that with perfect grades to be allowed into the profession piece of it.
yeah, here it's also 6 years to get the master's degree to be like the supervisor level, or to be the level where you don't need supervision. My I got into it in a very unusual, unique way that I'm not like a fully um, I have to be under supervision, so I'm not a full like mental health professional, but I still get to do the work, so I still get the satisfaction, but I don't get the money that uh, a 6 year degreed person would be getting. But I hope to get the master's online someday.
All right, I'm gonna head to bed, guys. All
All right,
right, have a good
Jewel, good
night.
talking with you.
You
See you
too.
later.
Bye.
So yeah, I actually looked into it and it was demotivating.
Yeah, 6 years full time. I wouldn't start that either. That's too bad.
Yeah. So I'll just have to see where I land when I start working again.
Yeah, I hope you can find something that's a little bit interesting.
What do you want to do, Suzanne?
I want to get rich. I want to be the best. No, I don't know. I would just kind of done stuff without any direction all the way. Technical stuff.
INTPs are good at technical stuff.
Mind-numbing technical stuff. No, it's fine. I did like the job where I was like tech support for doctors and nurses and stuff. And it was also interesting because different kinds of like positions for different kinds of people. Like all the receptionists were usually really nice people, and the like the people who worked in X-ray and stuff like that, they must have been all ESTPs or something. Fucking aggressive. But it kind of but now it makes sense.
The receptionists are all hired for their FE.
Yeah, super good, super FE, like elder ladies. Like it's if it's a little old lady calling, it's usually the receptionist, and then you know it won't be a problem. Like this phone call, nothing to worry about.
Right, and the X-ray techs, they just want to run some machine, so they're all STPs.
Yeah,
or STJs.
It's like I only heard they mention the name of the app they want help with, and I know it's gonna be bad. And that's true. It was like that every time. If it was a call regarding that app, it was gonna be bad. The person would be stubborn and difficult and non-cooperative whatsoever.
So how do you deal with those kind of people?
No, I just told them what they had to do, and if they didn't want to comply, that would have to be their problem. I was like, oh, you don't want to do this? Fine, I'll have someone call you in, I can't tell you when they have time. Oh, now you want to cooperate. Okay.
Yes.
No FE, no FE back.
You just you deal with them on a T level.
Yeah. Hi, Eric. We can't hear you.
I can't really that. I was supposed to bring my tools, but I forgot to bring my tools.
Oops.
That's one of the things I need to be reminded of as I'm leaving the house, or else I'm going to forget. Yeah.
So now you're fed and happy.
Yeah. Fat and happy is right. Kimberly's feeling a lot better, too. She was a little bit hungry earlier. And in typical Eric fashion, I was like, okay, yeah, so we're going to go here, and then we're going to go to dinner. And we get to my house, right? And it's like, okay, so then I'm going to do this, and then we're going to go. Okay, but I also want to do this, and then we're going to go. And she was saint-like in her patience, but I realized, oh, that has an impact on her, that I should be more active in preventing that from occurring. Hungriness in general. Just as it does on me. She's like, got that right, the opposite approach to being hangry. With me, everyone knows when I'm hangry.
Yeah, she just burns inside or something.
Yeah. I could tell. I was like, she's not happy. Oh, it's probably because you made her wait 1,000,000 times to eat. Runner-up, Taylor's favorite ISFP 2017. Is that Zach's name?
Yeah,
That's
him.
brilliant. I like that a lot. I communicated with Taylor earlier today. I made a video for
What
him
was it
in which
about?
we discussed the conflict and the post-conflict landscape. Really, the first time I spent any time addressing it at all. Since I think I see that as an NI thing. Like, with my normal NI response to something is to keep talking about it until it fixes or resolves. When NI is doing its thing, without me considering it as a choice, I end up turning away from something for a period of time, letting it life follow as it needs to, and then returning to the concept again and figuring it out. That was necessary in this instance. I'm glad I did that. It wasn't intentional or anything, but I'm glad it happened that way. And when I did make a video about it today, for his purposes, for just not for public consumption, but just for him, I felt like I understood everything clearly. I got one aspect of the landscape that I needed clarity about in retrospect before I could really say anything further about the subject was how he'd act in the post-conflict landscape. Like what impact that would have on dynamics and display. And that would be revelatory regarding lots of things, I guess. And
so it won't be uploaded.
No, it won't be uploaded. I uploaded it to my Dropbox folder. I got a shared Dropbox folder called Yaylor. It's shared with me and Taylor. And I uploaded it to that. I sent the link to that to Katie to send to Taylor because Taylor never checks his Facebook messages.
He has been doing it recently.
Oh, he's been checking Facebook messages lately?
He replies to me at least.
Everyone replies to Arch Admin Susie. I mean, that's what I should do. I should send you the link to send to him. I wasn't sure if he necessarily would want you to see it or not. I don't think he would care. It's not like
nothing new.
It's not like pictures of my penis or anything. It's just, it's just, just a gesture of consideration. Privacy is always a gesture for me. It's like, here's a video that's private just for you. And I don't like private shit, so that means you're important. Kimberly's earlier today was working on changing around the bedroom, moving the bed, making it so that it's more. I've got it's gonna it makes a lot more sense in this new arrangement. I understand why she did it this way, although I had certainly no input in getting it changed this fashion. But it gives me more of a bedstandy area to put my shit and stuff. She's cleared out a bedstand with drawers for me, put stuff in, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty great.
So she's indirectly moving you in.
She's
little by
indirect.
little.
indirectly moving me in, yeah, a little bit. We had a momentary hangry bicker in the car about the timetable and specifics of shit. It made me think to myself, oh, that's polar TE maybe. You know, as I was going through my ESFJ, ISFJ shit. Because I was like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not a good way to achieve that outcome. And that struck me, oh, polar TE maybe? So anyway, that's something the INFJs know well about as well as polar TE. That'd be another framing to explain the attachments to the Sprout job as providing sort of a temporary security emotionally and some financially as well, and concurrently not understanding that achieving those same goals long term requires a different approach, even if it means short term movements in the other direction. You know what I'm saying?
Is she INFJ now?
No, well, both INFJ and ISFJ have polar TE.
Oh.
You guys aren't going to get shit done.
Well, she makes my TE way better. That's one thing that made me start thinking like, man, what's wrong with this ESFJ? Why isn't she pushing plans on me all the time?
You should be happy about that.
I know. See, it's like, I think it's definitely not, I think it is definitely making my TE better. I'm saying, okay, well, yes, I hear you're saying these words, but in order to make this happen, we need to do this step first and then this step, and then we're going to talk about this. Okay. Let's plan this shit. You know, it's a weird kind of, it's a weird kind of winnowing down of the kind of shit I don't want to do being narrowly divided from shit that's okay to do. Like, it's okay for me to manage the TE aspect of it as long as I don't have to do the SETE bridge moments. Like today I said, we had a conversation and I explained, okay, you know, as far as the role thing goes, your role is to write the shit down. I don't ever want to. She was like, well, I left that in your car because I thought we would both be writing in it. And I said, okay, no, I need to not have to write it down myself. That's important. And I think that if she didn't see it as necessarily a, me being a dick or something, it was just understanding that part of TE, I don't want to do the part. I don't want to do the writing it down. But I'm fine standing here and going, okay, write this down. Number 1, number 2, number 3.
Oh, you want to do the any part of TE?
I want to do the fun part.
Yeah.
Right.
I know that one great thing about my marriage was it really forced me to be a financially responsible one, and that was fucking great.
I think this is going to force me in the proper way to do the same thing, which is force me in the sense that she'll be willing to assist in that area in terms of like keeping track of shit and stuff, but doesn't necessarily want to take the reins a lot, which is ideal because I want the reins, but I don't want the job of actually moving the reins around. I just want them in my hand, and then I'll say, okay, it feels like the horse just go left now, and then she'll briefly take them and move the horses left, and I'll hand them back to me, and I'll go, okay, it feels like they should be moved right now, and I'll hand it to her, and she'll move them right for a second, you know, like that.
Sounds perfect.
Right, doesn't it?
She already has more handle on you than you imagine.
I know, and I'm happy to that's the thing. I don't feel controlled at all because the parts that she wants to control are parts that I want to be controlled.
Penis?
No, she doesn't control that part. That part controls her, okay? It's like, imagine a giant mountain, and that's my penis, and then a peasant farming on the side of it. That's her.
Did you just jack my sex nickname?
Giant Mountain? Is that your sex nickname?
Did you hear Dick Mountain dropped around here?
Giant Mountain looming overhead? Is that your Indian name?
No, because I'm not. I'm Irish and Scottish and German and stuff. And
Oh, Gaelic Mountain. We'll call it
like
Gaelic Mountain.
just Dick Mountain. That's all there is to it. It's
Anyway,
plenty. I think that's plenty for any new name.
but yes, you are correct, Susie, or Taylor, whoever said that. She controls me through that mechanism, among many others. But there are all ways in which I'm happy to be controlled. You know, Julia Child always said, the way to win any man's heart is to feed the 3 F's, to feed him, to flatter him, and to fuck him. And I
Did she
agree.
actually say that?
Yes, she did. And I agree with Julia Child in that regards. For me, anyway, that is a good way to win my heart, is to make me feel comfortable, laugh at my jokes, and be willing to have sexual intercourse with me and be a woman, and we're pretty good to go right there. But, you know, the more type perfect you are, the more perfect it is, ideally, at least in theory. So, you know, I'm rooting for duality.
You're gonna keep arguing this back and forth for a while.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. She was asking, well, when do you know which one it actually is, or what does that mean to me? You know, I was like, oh, it doesn't really mean anything per se. It's just sort of, eventually I'll be like, yeah, you're definitely this, and then I'll just consider the matter settled for the purposes of argument.
Just go with ISFJ and she'll figure the rest out.
I did order that book. Oh, I ordered you a book today, Kimberly. Yeah, at Susie's recommendation. Susie recommended a specific book called Your Moisture is Extremely Moist or something like that.
It's very moist.
What's it called again?
Gifts differing.
Gifts differing. Sweetheart, we're going to read about gifts and how they differ between people. But remember, everybody's equal.
Don't ruin it.
And that's not true.
Well, Susie explained it was written by an INFP. So it is true if you're an INFP.
It'll be plenty moist then.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of moisture in it. It's not true for the rest of humanity, but it's true if you're an INFP.
If you're an INFP, everyone's equal, except for people who don't think that everyone's equal. They're less equal than the rest.
Right, they're terrible monsters. I have to go smoke a cigarette. You can throw that away. I'm finished with it. Thank you, darling.
I heard you made a video. Was it good?
Oh, the rant thing?
Yeah.
Not particularly. I mean, it was okay. I haven't put it up yet, but I'll just put it up.
Oh, he said he wasn't going to, but you can if you want.
Wait. Oh, I made it. Are you talking about the one?
You
Who
and
said
him
who
had-
made a video?
You and Eric talked about the shit that went down. I don't
okay.
know details. He just told me you did that.
That I made a video? He made a video.
You two together talking about shit.
Well, I suppose anything's possible, but I do.
Oh.
I am tired. But I think I remember. But maybe I wouldn't. I would have forgotten this later. Or less than
Why are blonde girls never into me? I've never had a blonde girlfriend.
Do you want a blonde girlfriend?
I want to try it.
What makes you think that you can?
They're not my preference, but it just annoys me that I've never had one.
Well, they're not your preference.
Yeah, I'm sure it's my fault somehow.
Well, you kind of need to be attracted, you know?
And not mopey.
I mean, the super hot blonde girls are attractive. Your average brunette
They're
is more
qualified.
attractive than your average blonde.
Whoa, man. You need to start out with a 4. Work your way up.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Get wherever as high as you can.
Nah, man, you
Fuck
start
Miss
out-
Kentucky.
Is
I'm gonna
that
watch
Kodo?
You start out real low.
I can't see Kodo, but
He's giving bad
I
advice.
hear you talking about bitches.
Yeah, man. Look. Taylor, you don't understand. Taylor, you know what I'm saying? Taylor been a stud for most of his goddamn life. You don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I had to build up to.
Yeah, you can level up, but if you get a chance to skip some levels, you don't waste that opportunity. You just go for it.
No. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, you get to a nice 5.5 come around. Yeah, you know, you shoot that up real quick. You know, nice 6 come around. You know, you know what I'm saying. That's all you.
If you play it right, you'll skip straight from a 2 to a 10, not know how the fuck you did it, and then bounce around in the 7s for a while.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, boy, I tell you what. Let's go to the gym for like 6 months, and you know,
Walk around behind the treadmills or the ellipticals.
yeah, gym for 6 months. Don't jack off.
Don't check off.
That's the key thing.
That's very, very important.
Yeah, it's very important. You don't jack off, man. Eat plenty of cheese. Yeah,
Yeah, hang that one up.
don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.
That's probably the most important of all, is don't jack off.
Yeah, I'm serious, man. Don't jack off, man. It
Well,
changes
but
life.
if you don't have enough cheese, you die. So that's kind of important too.
You have too much semen. Wait a minute. That backfired on me. Maybe
Yeah,
cheese is more important.
Everybody dies. If you have too much semen, everybody dies. If you don't have enough cheese, you die. But if you have too much semen, everybody else in the world needs to pay.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, I wanted to kill somebody today, I swear. I was
Why?
so angry because the script still didn't come in the mail. I had to let a call and find out what the fuck was going on. But, oh, sorry, it didn't go out until Saturday. What the fuck is all I can say about that. I had nobody to scream at because I have not really any ground or standing. Okay, yes, I yelled. Oh, I didn't yell. I didn't scream at you. I screamed around you. It's different, okay?
Pretending to
You
not
were
scream.
He was screaming at the universe, and you were like moral support.
I wasn't saying you, blah, blah, blah. I was saying these fucking morons. Yeah, I know. I'm explaining. There's a difference, right? Those fucking assholes.
You had an important supporting role there.
But what I needed was I wanted someone's head on my wall so I could put my foot up its ass, which is its neck, because its head would be detached from the rest of its body. That's what a head's ass is once it's cut off from its body, is its neck. Anyway, the point is, not what I wanted to do. Any kid, what I wanted to do, that kid too, yeah. What I wanted to do, that was different though. What I wanted to do at the doctor's office was go down there and fucking scream at somebody, because you're making me wait for no good reason. But then I couldn't really go scream at them. It's not my prescription after all.
I have a theory that it's because nurses and pharmacists all pop pills and shit too, and they like fucking with people because they're sadistic and they don't get as much as they want.
Or maybe no, that wouldn't work. I was thinking of some way they could do that to get the extra pills for themselves. It wouldn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
They're just sadistic bitches.
Yeah, I hate this one at the last doctor's office. Even though she likes me and I get along with her, because I've been playing the
nice guy.
I'm playing cooperative and FE heavy guy, right? But she's like one of those awful school secretaries who just loves it when she catches you in a clear rules violation so she can give you detention or something,
My doctor's got a honcho, a sidekick woman who's like that. Fucking awful.
And make this facial expression and this sound. Well.
You ran out 3 days early this month, and you ran out 4 days early last month.
Shit.
I know, bitch. That's why I'm calling you right now.
Well, Mr. Strauss, I'm sorry. We don't do that until the end of the day. Okay, thanks so much. I mean, the thing is, I successfully schmoozed her into getting it for me one day when I was down. I went down there because this has been an ongoing problem. They don't think there's any sense of urgency in mailing that shit out when they're supposed to. And so one time I drove down there and it wasn't ready, and I said, well, I understand that it might not be ready today because I might have to come back. I guess it was in the afternoon. I might have to come back in the morning or something. But I'm going to take my chances. I'm just going to go get a cup of coffee. I'm going to come back and I'm going to wait it out here and see. And if not, I totally understand. Would you like a cup of coffee? And she said, no, thank you. It's fine. And I came back and she had it for me already. Just waiting. Here it is right there.
Now, I have successfully FE or something my way through to where I don't even have to see my doctor anymore. I haven't seen him in over a year, and I'm on narcotics.
But you probably did I'm too much of trouble to hassle with anymore thing, yeah?
Yeah, I did. But I didn't set out for that. I was actually just going, well, fuck. I got to pay for half an hour. I might as well have fun with this little guy.
Well, yeah.
This little fucker who keeps trying to put me on antidepressants when I tell him I'm not depressed. Oh, they're good for everything.
Him the grilling. All right, now you said blah, blah, blah. All you got to do is get your doctor to say a few things and you got him.
Yeah, I got.
Did you just pin yourself down on 3 distinct points? Oh. But you don't even know what I said. It doesn't matter.
He can't hang. The stupid thing is in a town this size, he's one of my sort of peers. He's a bit older than me, but only by like 5-10 years, probably 10 years. But he just cannot hang at all. He threw up from my lawyer's house.
He threw up at your lawyer's house?
Yeah, he's a little guy, and his wife has the dick in the family. And it was a Halloween party, and my lawyer was having it. my doctor was there too, and he got a little drunk.
I see.
That was before he got his terrified.
Before he got his what?
Before he got terrified. That was back when he kind of go, "Oh hi, you're the one that likes to give me a hard time."
Well, he probably relies a lot on people affording doctors that weird benefit of the doubt that people afford doctors they don't really afford anybody else in society. Like, oh, even though it's my body and everything, you're the expert on bodies, so I afford you more trust than anybody else. Basically, we put a lot of weight in the Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah, and he's still, somehow he's be not pessimistic. Like, he hasn't gotten jaded by people as just kind of drug-sucking cesspools of human filth. It's pretty impressive, also kind of naive.
That's good. I like impressive naivety.
I bet you do. You guys should go hang out together. You could fly little drone helicopter things.
Well, Kimberly really enjoyed the goose hunting video. I showed her that one this morning, and she said, "Eric, I can't believe you let that Taylor guy around guns. He does not look like he knows what he's doing."
She didn't say that, did she?
No, well, replace the names Taylor and Eric there, then yeah, she kind of said that. And I said, no, Taylor knows that I was being careful. I was being careful, It just looks like I shouldn't be allowed to hold a gun. I was totally being very conscious of it the whole time, very careful with it.
Here's a surprise, though. I don't think you were conscious of this. For the last half of the time we were shooting, you had wandered off out of sight somewhere behind the targets. When you were looking for geese and you went towards the water, you ran behind the targets and stayed there for a very long time.
Who was shooting at the targets at the time?
Well, nobody, luckily, because I took you to private property, not the range.
Right, but I knew that.
Right. So, I mean, I was watching for you.
Thank you, Taylor. I appreciate you.
But that's not me. Because it wasn't mine.
Okay, but it's like driving. You're responsible not to rear end the person in front of you. I was being very aware of where I was shooting, not who was going to be shooting at me.
It's totally worth it for the story, or to be able to say this right now. Sitting in the car for 45 minutes, holding my gun, going, "Well, I can't shoot." It's totally worth it to be able to say it now.
It never even occurred to me. I should think about who else is shooting and where they might be shooting. I was just totally focused on being safe with the gun that I had, right? I'm not going to shoot anybody.
That's all I needed to do at that point. I wasn't going to interrupt that shit.
Right, I've been super careful. And I swear I should have killed at least several birds.
You should have. You probably did.
I probably off in the distance where we couldn't see them. Like over the horizon, the bullet hit a bird, probably.
How far away from you is Santa Ana?
Right now, it's pretty close. It's pretty close to Kimberly. It's maybe 20 minutes in no traffic right now.
That's where this gun park made. I'm really glad that I didn't say anything about that until just now. That's a long time to sit on something.
That's funny. And it still hadn't occurred to me until you just mentioned it now that, oh yeah, I should have paid attention to that. But I think my general warrant stands that I should be paying attention to I'm not shooting anything and let other people make sure they're not shooting me, right?
I'm not even going to argue it.
Okay. Next time I'll be aware of that, though. Next time I will be aware of that.
You
Don't get shot.
This really warned me into submission.
I'll be super aware of it. Next time we go shooting guns, when you take a video of it, it's going to look like I'm a gun expert.
What part is this? It's built in Santa Ana. It doesn't look like any other part.
Is it the black part?
The red and black part, though. So this whole thing is called a
Hammer.
nope. It's like
I don't know. What is it?
charging handle. See?
A charging handle, huh?
Yeah. Just helping you be the best expert that you can be. Which is pretty mediocre.
Well, I've got a lot of real world tasks, I guess you would call them, to do here. I've got Kimberly in the mix, and TE prioritized to do. I got reasons to accomplish things now, you know. But it does include making more TE minded decisions about all sorts of things. Like I'm gonna try to make the marketplace more of a focal point and stuff like that. Regardless of that, when I get a little bit after TOC, which is not this upcoming weekend but the following weekend, then I'll have a couple weeks where I'm basically off, and I would like to return to the important matter of certificate of excellence. At that point, there's somebody whose excellence has been uncertificated, and that's a problem with the equilibrium of the universe that needs to be remedied. So we should keep that in mind. Maybe even get Super TE and try to schedule a committee meeting.
What?
For a couple of weeks from now. We could pencil tentatively in a notion. I got a free haircut last night.
I gotta find a new barber.
It's one of the perks of dating a professional hair cutter.
Hair cutter.
She has her cosmetology license hung in her house studio thing she's got. She's got a hair washing sink. She's got a hair cutter chair. She's got all kinds of scissors. She's got all kinds of shit back there. She's got like all your hair salon shit there in this room in the back, and she's got her cosmetologist's license hung up. She has been licensed by the government to cut my hair. What's that?
She could give you green beard or something.
She could. She could give me green beard. I don't think I want a green beard.
He's too tall to be a leprechaun. He's too tall to be a leprechaun.
Yeah. She did my beard a little bit differently than I normally do, which is she took off some of the extra coat of paint down here, so to speak. But she's good. She's a good barber. I'm never gonna have to waste money on a haircut again. And I'm reassured to know that the government has licensed her. You can be sure that once her cosmetology license expires, I'll be the first to contact the Better Business Bureau and the California State Cosmetology Board to complain.
Tell them what.
Her cosmetology license is expired and she's giving me free haircuts. Arrest her.
You don't need haircuts if you just have hats.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Prior to getting this free haircut, I was using scissors on myself and then using a razor to get it so it would be even. There's no way to evenly cut my own hair with scissors. This is better. Are you ready? This is a cue for me? Oh, okay. Let me know whenever.
Is she telling you to go to bed?
No, she's doing like rearranging shit, and there's stuff I gotta participate at a certain point, and I'll let it saying when you're ready for me to do my part, give me a cue. What is that? What is that supposed to mean? Huh? What is that nodding supposed to mean?
It was not. The sarcasm wasn't subtle.
Well, it requires no whip. That's the thing. There's no whip required.
No one ever said anything about a whip until you brought it up, Brutus.
You're the one who said that doesn't make any sense. First of all, that Shakespearean reference, and second of all,
yeah, I knew that.
You're the one who said the sarcasm was obvious.
I didn't say anything about whip. She said, "Is she telling you it's time for bed?" And you said, "No, she's like blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Nah." And you're like, "Well, she doesn't have to use a whip." See, I was like, "Well, there's nothing said about a whip until you started protesting, Brutus."
Brutus thing still doesn't make any sense though.
Work with it.
It requires too much of a leap. What do you think about a fern as a background? I think I wanna make a little set where I've got like a color, single color background, but I like the idea of having a fern next to me. And
I love ferns.
And dressing up like a therapist or something.
I tripped shrooms with a fern once, and it was fucking awesome.
Hi, today I'm here to talk to you in calming fashion with this calming fern next to me.
Will it be in a green room?
No, I think it should be against either a black background or a white background, probably.
And you're going to buy lighting and stuff?
I might buy lighting. I got a telescopic mirror today. That was kind of an impulse purchase because
so that you can see your cocaine way far away.
I mean, that's a good way to like you can share, put a line on it, and then just telescope it out to somebody, and then go.
I'd be so mad if someone tried to telescope me.
Okay, you already done too many lines to be doing this anymore because that's a stupid idea, Eric. Oh no, wait, it's gonna work. You've already spilled 3 lines on the carpet, Eric. This time it's gonna work for sure. But regardless, if you need to like look underneath something, like, oh, I dropped something down there, but I don't want to bend over. You can use your telescopic mirror to look down there.
For carpet candy?
For any number of things. I have come up with a lot of possible reasons why I needed that thing. And so
find a flashlight, use a mirror,
them.
look in the carpet, find treasures, save money.
And have fun if she's wearing a skirt.
There's that too. I hadn't even thought about that. That's thinking. That's a good way to get yourself put in jail, unfortunately. But
no, around the house patrol.
But basically, it's a really cool whacking stick, you know, because it comes out and you can whack people with it if you wanted to.
That's a good way to get put in jail.
Yeah, that's true too. Let's make a video about something.
Yeah. We can make a video about standing in the fridge and staring at sleep. I'm lost.
Let's see, I gotta change the settings here to deal with the audio change here. Audio, yeah.
Audio, yeah.
This is yeah.
Audio slave.
This is yeah as well.
Audio slave on volume. Volume, yeah.
Microphone chicken. A microphone chicken. A chickity chick, goody check.
It's
All
working.
right, let's see. Let's talk about. Here we go. Hi, friends. Host Eric here. Host Talking to Fantasy Football. And I would like to talk today about the way that the person's second and sixth functions relate to each other as described by, numbered by MBTI, but as understood through both socionics and through the MBTI shadow function idea. Squirt and Tutti Fruities can be pushed together to be Squirt and Toot Fruits.
Just noticing my, oh man, I have the most perverted groceries right now.
Tutti Fruities and Squirt, those are fairly innuendo laden. You got cuties,
Squirt.
Squirt, and Tutti Fruities.
Tutti Fruities are just gay. Probably it's, no, that's creepy.
So right now, I'm going to employ a little TE from my sixth slot and say, let's get back on topic, which is second slot and sixth slot relationships. Now, the relationship between my second and sixth function is going to be the same as anyone's second and sixth function, no matter what they are. The second will be strong and comfortable, but require a little bit of effort. The sixth will be strong and countervalued, which is to say, you can use it well, but you tend to think naturally that using it is a bad idea, and you don't like its usage, and you don't like it used on you. So, because I go TI in the second, I go TE in the sixth. So that means to the extent that I prioritize as a value TI values, which are deliberative by nature and not action-oriented, which are sort of opposed to finalization of a concept in general, and opposed to considerations of practical concerns like timing and or efficacy when determining the wisdom of something, it necessarily follows then that I'm going to be oppositional towards TE as a general rule. However, that doesn't mean I'm not good at it, and whether or not I'm good at it depends somewhat on whether or not circumstances enable me or require me to be good at it, such as if I'm in a workplace that I'm getting supervised and that supervision is done a certain way, it can effectively TE me into being more TE myself, or if circumstances allow me to feel comfortable choosing to be more TE, as I think is the case, in my relationship, which is it sort of encourages TE-ness in a way that is less offensive to me. But also, I'd like to say that metacognition helps somewhat because I've come to understand TE a little bit more clearly, that it's about single, simple acts that are done for a very well understood, if not clearly defined, purpose. And so, like, I know when we start the stuff I need to integrate Kimberly into in terms of summer program, I know what the first step is and the second step is, and they're very simple things, and they follow. They're a small amount of work that produces a large amount of impact. That's good TE. Bad TE is thinking about a whole bunch of different ways you can accomplish it and stuff. So it's kind of contrary to NE too. So that's why I'm saying about 2-6 is strong, takes a little bit of effort, valued, but not your natural resting state. So my TI is strong and valued, and also takes a little bit of effort because it's not my natural resting state. TE, strong, countervalued, and can be weakened to the extent that you don't metacognate about it. I would like to ask Susie now to comment on her second and sixth functions, and if she feels like that there's a corollary there, given the fact that she's got NI as 2-6, and those are perceiving rather than judging function. Susie, thoughts?
You want me to explain NI?
I want you to agree or disagree with my...
Yeah, I agree. It sounds right.
Safe choice.
God damn it, Susie. Taylor, here, can you